I'm Jason Robinhood, and these are the stocks of the day for Thursday, January 20th, 2022. Okay, so it is currently 2:09 p.m. here in Las Vegas, Thursday, January 20th, 2022, and we're going to go over the stocks of the day for today. Another red day in the stock market. The Dow Jones was down 313 points. The S&P 500 was down 50 points. The NASDAQ 100 was down 186 points. The VIX currently trades at 25, and the 10-year is currently at 1.813. So not a great day in the stock market, but we did find we found some green stocks in the market today. In this series, we go over the best performing stocks from each of the three indexes. We go over about 5 stocks from each index. And if we find any stocks outside of the index, we go over those charts too. Today, we did find one stock that was outside of the index, ticker symbol HKIB. Not a high volume stock, but on a red day, a really nasty red day, this stock was up 16%. Only 21,000 shares total. I don't know what that's about. That's not really a lot of shares, but it was up 16%. For the past week, it's up 13%, but for the past month, this stock is up 52%. So maybe if you're a day trader, you're looking at the stock, this stock is still considered a penny stock. Any stock under $5 is considered a penny stock by Wall Street terms, but the market has been really negative the last 3-4 months. So it's pretty interesting to find a stock that is up 52% in the past month. So maybe if you're a day trader, you probably be looking at a stock like this. Maybe not if you're a long-term investor, but day traders, and if you're looking for any green stocks in this market, you probably want to pay attention to ticker symbol HKIB. As you can see, it did not give back any of that 16% in the after hours market. So there may be some even more momentum for the stock tomorrow. But we're going to go over the top 5 stocks for the Dow Jones today. As I mentioned, the Dow Jones was down 313 points, but we did find 5 stocks that were barely positive. There's only 30 stocks in the Dow Jones, and I think 4 of them were positive. I think the 5th stock may not even be positive, but we're going to still look at them. The first stock for the Dow Jones, best performing, was ticker symbol TRV, Travelers. As you can see, Travelers was actually up 3% today, so that's a pretty strong move. Maybe it was an earnings report. Let's see if there was an earnings report. Maybe, I guess it probably was an earnings report. It looks like they beat EPS pretty good and probably guided well. But Travelers was up on a red day for the Dow Jones. For the past year, Travelers is basically trading in line with the Dow Jones. I think the Dow Jones is up maybe 18 or maybe even 15%. So Travelers is trading about the same amount. As you can see, 15%. Travelers is giving you basically like a 1.1% return every month. That's not bad. But for the past 5 years, this stock is up 41% for the long-term investors. That's not bad, obviously, for a stock like this, giving you less than 10% per year, and I believe it pays a dividend. It pays almost a 2% dividend. So you could basically say a 10% return for the past 5 years. That's not outperforming the market, but it's not a bad blue chip company for long-term investors. Next stock is ticker symbol GS. It's a financial stock, Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs released earnings last week, and I think the stock sold off like 9%. As you can see today, Goldman Sachs was barely positive, 0.22%, and it gave a little back in the after-hours market. For the past year, Goldman Sachs is actually up 17%, so not bad. I think it's outperforming the Dow Jones. And for the past 5 years, Goldman Sachs is up 43%. So basically kind of in line with Travelers, about maybe 10% a year, a little less than 10% a year return for Goldman Sachs. And it pays almost a 2% dividend if you're looking for a financial company in the Dow Jones that is basically outperforming the Dow Jones. Next stock is ticker symbol UNH. UNH is actually the largest component of the Dow Jones. As you can see in the after hours market, it actually did turn negative. That's unfortunate. But the Dow Jones is price weighted. The other two components, S&P 500 and the NASDAQ 100, are market cap weighted. So the Dow Jones overall price moves basically off the top price stock in the Dow Jones. United Healthcare trading at $461 is the top stock in the Dow Jones. So it moves the Dow Jones. It's the most heavily weighted stock in the Dow Jones. But as you can see, during the day, it was barely up 10%. 0.10%. The Dow Jones was down 300 points, and United Healthcare is actually up 31% the past year. So this stock is, I believe, doubling the Dow Jones performance for the most part. And for the past 5 years, this stock is pretty strong, almost up 200% for the past 5 years. That's a pretty strong chart. If you're looking at one for the past 5 years in this stock market, not a bad stock. And it pays a 1.19% dividend. That's not a bad move. And as I mentioned, this is the largest component of the Dow Jones 30. So you probably want to keep an eye on this stock this year, especially with it doubling the Dow Jones last year. Next stock is ticker symbol PG. Let's see if this stock is even still positive. As you can see, United Healthcare went negative. Procter & Gamble actually did stay positive. It was up a little more than 0.5%. It gave a little back in the after-hours market. But for the past year, Procter & Gamble's up 22%, so it's outperforming the Dow Jones. And for the past 5 years, it's up 92%, almost 100%. That's not bad. I'm giving you almost 20%. But is that 20%, right? Yeah, 20% for the past 5 years. A little, obviously, 90 is less than 20%. But that's not a bad move, almost 20% for the past 5 years for Procter & Gamble, consumer goods company, right? And it pays over a 2% dividend, right? That's a very, very strong long-term investor like chart. If you're a long-term investor, I'm pretty sure you're probably looking at a stock like Procter & Gamble. And the last stock for the best performing stocks in the Dow Jones today, I don't know if this stock even stayed positive. I'm probably sure, but I don't think it did yet. This stock was actually negative. So we're not even going to look at it. It was negative all day. But yeah, as I mentioned, the Dow Jones was down 313 points. And as you can see, we could only find, 3 stocks? I think one of the stocks actually went negative in the after-hours market. So we can only find 3 stocks today that were actually positive for the Dow Jones. The Dow Jones is currently trading at 34,715. Obviously, you want to keep an eye on that 34,000 mark. Obviously, the next 700 points down could put us at 33,000. And if we can gain back that 300 today, we could be above 35,000. So keep an eye on that 35,000 mark with the Dow Jones. Next 5 stocks, we're going to go over the S&P 500. We did find a really positive stock today, Morgan Stanley, ticker symbol MS. As you can see, Morgan Stanley reported earnings before the market opened today, and you can see Morgan Stanley was up over a little less than 4%. It gave almost a percent back in almost 0.5% back in the after-hours market. So that's not a great sign. But the after-hours market was pretty negative. Morgan Stanley is actually up 30% the past year. I believe the S&P 500 was up 25% last year. So Morgan Stanley is trading a little bit better than the S&P 500, so that's a good sign. And for the past 5 years, Morgan Stanley is up over 127%. You can see it's kind of basically gone in a straight line since March 2020. So that's not a bad sign. Let's see if it pays a dividend. If you're looking, it pays over a 2% dividend. Morgan Stanley, a financial company, pretty good chart, outperforming the market. This is a stock I should have in my portfolio. I probably will be looking at adding this to my portfolio maybe tomorrow if it could continue that momentum and see how much it gives back in the after hours or how much it gives back during the trading session tomorrow. But I may be adding Morgan Stanley to my portfolio. Next stock for the best performing stocks in the S&P 500 is ticker symbol BKH. That's not even a... Booking? Oh my God, no, this is not even. It was up, but it fell 10%, so that's not going to work. Let me see. Let's see. So maybe match. Okay, let's see. Because booking actually fell in the after hours market. A lot of stocks fell in the after hours market. It's earnings season, so stocks during the trading day trade well, but then there may be some negative earning reports that happen obviously in the after hours market that sold off. I believe Netflix. Let's look at that chart. Let's just do that real quick, because Netflix is kind of a prime example of the market we kind of had today. Netflix fell 20% in the after hours market. So, it's really difficult to find many winners in this market today. Netflix did report earnings in the after hours market, and you can see it fell 20%, almost 20% in the after hours market. That's a tough one. But let me see. I believe Match was positive today. Yep. Okay. Match stayed positive. That's a good. I think they reported earnings today also. They were up over 2% for the past week. It's still down almost 3%. For the past month, Match is down. I mean, for the past year, Match is down 20%. So this stock was all the way up there in October of 2021, a few months ago, right? But it seems like the last 3 months, you can see the stock has fell 20%. Even though for the past 5 years, this stock is still up over 500%. But you can see there's a problem at that 169 number, right? It seems like it gets to that 169, 165 number over here. And then there was a real problem over here, 169. So obviously, if you are a trader or a long-term investor in Match, you definitely want to keep an eye on that. I don't think it doesn't offer a dividend. But if you are an investor in Match, you definitely want to keep an eye on that 169 number. If it could break that high, it could do well, but it definitely seems to get there and sell off. But Match was one of the best performers in the stock market today. It was up 2%. That's not bad, I guess. Next stock for the best performing stocks in the S&P 500. That's not a thing. Oh, didn't I just put FF? What's going on? Anyway, ticker symbol FFIV, F5. I don't know what the hell that is. But this, as you can see, this stock was up a little more than 1.79% today. It did not give back in the after hours market, unlike a lot of other stocks. This stock is at 14% returns year over year, a little more than 1% a month return, and it's up 58% in the past 5 years, a little more than 10% per year. That's not a bad return. It doesn't offer a dividend, but not too much momentum. I mean, it is up 10% in the last 3 months. So that 1% return seems like there is a little bit of momentum, but it's still down 4% in the last week. Who knows what's going on there? But it did stay up in the after hours market. So maybe if you're looking for a trade tomorrow, you probably want to keep an eye on ticker symbol FFIV. Next stock for the best performing stocks in the S&P 500 is ticker symbol CNC. Let's see if this stock stayed positive throughout the day. It stayed positive in the after hours market also. It's up 25% year over year. I believe that's basically in line with the S&P 500 returns. But for the past 5 years, you can see this stock is up over 152%. You see it had a problem with the $73 mark, and it had a problem here with 73, around 71 here. And here was 73. You could see 73 here, 75 there. But now it broke that $73 mark. So it seemed like it has some momentum behind it. But for the past month, it's still down 4%. Probably not the greatest trade. Maybe you just want to keep an eye on it tomorrow, as it did not sell off in the after hours market today. And the last stock for the best performing stocks in the S&P 500 was ticker symbol. Is that not a sign? Oh. IQV? Yep, there we go. Ticker symbol IQV. As you can see, this stock was up a little more than 71% during the trading day, but it sold off a little more than 0.5% in the after hours market. This stock is up 28% in the last year. That's outperforming the S&P 500. That's a good sign. And wow, this stock is up 216% in the past 5 years. That's a really, really strong sign. If you are a long-term investor, a long-term holder, clinical research services to life sciences industry. That's an interesting stock right there. Maybe if you are a long-term investor, you're probably looking at this stock. I don't know if traders are looking at this one. The stock is still down 10% in the last month, so there's still room to buy in here. A little worrisome that it sold off in the after-hours market. But yeah, those were 5 of the best performance stocks in the S&P 500. It wasn't easy to find too many great performance stocks in the S&P 500, even though there's about 500 stocks in the S&P 500. As I mentioned, S&P 500 was down 50 points. It currently trades at 4,482. We definitely want to keep an eye on that 4,400 mark. Hopefully, we can get some of that back tomorrow, and we can trade above 4,500. And we're going to do the last 5 stocks for the best stocks for the stocks of the day for Thursday, January 20th, 2022. We're going to look at the NASDAQ 100. As I mentioned, the NASDAQ 100 was down 186 points today, but we did find about hopefully 4 or 5 stocks that did green today. Let's see if they stayed green in the after hours market. Ticker symbol JD. JD was up over 6% during the trading session. Didn't give back too much in the after hours market. It's up 4% in the past week. And for the past month, JD is up 10%. I believe after that it's probably down. But there's definitely some momentum in JD. If you are maybe like a day trader, you're probably looking at this stock. For the past year, it's down 17%. But for the past 5 years, it's up 186%. I don't believe it pays a dividend. But this was the best performance stock in the NASDAQ 100 today. And probably if you're a day trader, I'm pretty sure you're going to be looking at this stock for Friday, up 6% today. You're probably going to be looking at maybe trading this stock tomorrow. Next stock for the best performance stocks of the NASDAQ 100 is ticker symbol BIDU. As you can see, ticker symbol BIDU was up a little more than 4% today. And after hours market gave back almost 1%. For the past week, it's up 6%. That's a very strong move. And for the past month, this stock is up 15%. Obviously, there's some momentum behind this stock. That's a lot of momentum. If you think about it, 15% in a market that is very negative. But this stock has come down, and you can see the worrisome you would think about is that you can see this move kind of happened last year. There was a lot of momentum all the way in this stock, all the way up until February 19th. And then you can see the stock kind of sell off. Excuse me. And then you can see the stock kind of sell off after February 19th. So obviously you probably be keeping an eye on it. But I mean, if you see this number, this is a pretty strong number up here, right? 339 for a stock that's trading at 160. So you probably want to keep an eye on this stock the next month. I mean, if it could break $200, that's a lot of momentum. So you probably want to keep an eye on ticker symbol BIDU the next month, right? At least through February 19th. Next stock for the best performance stocks in the NASDAQ 100 is ticker symbol MELI. Well, you can see this stock gave back over 2% in the after hours market. It was up almost 3% during the day, but it gave back a lot in the after hours market. That's a worrisome sign for the NASDAQ 100 tomorrow. Just want to keep a note of that. This stock is down 45% in the past year. This is just disgusting. But for the past 5 years, this stock is still up 500%. I don't even know how that's even. How can a stock be down 50% in a year, but still up 500% in the past 5 years? I'm terrible. I'm that bad with math, I guess. No, I'm joking. But this stock does not pay a dividend. Probably not a stock I'm going to be looking at too much. It's still down 7%. I mean, and it's still down 3% from the week. So that was probably a day trade for someone. And you can see it gave back some of that in the after hours market. So someone was just trading it during the day. Next stock is ticker symbol PDD. This is one of the best performing stocks in the NASDAQ 100. You can see there was a lot of momentum in this stock. This stock was up all the way. Let me see. It was up 7% today. Wow. Finished the day up 2.75%, but then it gave back 0.80% in the after hours market. That's not a great sign. For the past year, this chart is ugly. It's down 62%, but for the past 5 years, it's up 165%. This stock does not pay a dividend. Is there a trade here? It is up 11% in a week, and it's up 16% in a month. So obviously, some day traders are in this stock. If you're looking for a trade, you probably want to keep your eye on ticker symbol PDD. It's up 16% in a month and 11% in a week. Right? That's not a terrible sign. And the last stock we're gonna do today, for the stocks of the day and the best performing stocks in the NASDAQ 100, we're going to do ticker symbol ABNA. Airbnb, as you can see, Airbnb was up a little more than 2%, but it gave back some of that in the after hours market. Airbnb is actually down 10% in the past year, but it's still up 130% in the past 5 years. So a pretty strong sign for a stock that IPO'd in late December 2020, but a little worrisome sign that it gave back a little more than almost 1% in the after hours market. Airbnb does not currently pay a dividend. Yeah, so those were the stocks of the day for Thursday, January 20th, 2022. As I mentioned, the Dow Jones was down 313 points, currently trades at 34,715. The S&P 500 was down 50 points, currently trading at 4,482. The NASDAQ 100 was down 186 points, and it currently trades at 14,154. I'm Jason Robinhood. Did you discover any new stocks in this video? Do you have any great outperforming stocks in your portfolio you would like to recommend to myself or the other viewers of this video? I'm Jason Robinhood. These were the stocks of the day for Thursday, January 20th, 2022. Stay long in the stock market.